In this episode, I'm covering the 3 reasons your membership isn't growing and how you can fix it. Welcome to the $1 Million Memberships Podcast, where we help female entrepreneurs like yourself start, grow, and scale multiple 6- and 7-figure online memberships with simple, step-by-step strategies that actually work.
Your life is about to get so good.
Let's dive in. Before we get into today's episode, I have to share something with you that I just genuinely do not want you to miss. I have been excited all year for this. Registration is open for the Fill Your Membership 3-day challenge, which is a free live virtual challenge that I'm going to be running March 23rd, 24th, and 25th. This is going to be for you if you have a membership and your sales, your member growth just feels really inconsistent. Maybe some months are great, other months you're just sitting there wondering what happened and what are you supposed to be doing differently? You're already working so hard. What could you possibly do? This is for you if your community feels quieter than it should, if your members just aren't showing up the way that you had envisioned when you had started this whole thing. This is for you if you feel like you're just working so hard to grow your membership and you feel like you're working a lot, you're constantly busy, but it's just not working. Something is just not clicking and you don't want to keep treading water on your own, trying to figure out and guess what it could be. You want someone to just help you figure it out right now so that you can fix the problem and start growing. If you are nodding along right now, this is then exactly what you need. Because in the 3 days, we are going to figure out exactly what's blocking your growth. We're going to find your one personal growth button. And again, I say personal because this isn't going to be cookie cutter. You're going to figure out what you personally for your membership need to do to grow. And you're going to build a 30-day member growth roadmap that you can start running immediately after we wrap up. It's something that you can repeat all throughout the year and it's predictable. It's proven. You know it's going to work. You are going to have an actual membership growth plan that is all yours by the end of these 3 days. So how it works is you are going to just go to the link in the show notes, sign up through our registration link there. You're going to get live trainings every single day with recordings if you can't make one of the times. You're going to get real Q&A with me. We're going to be in a community together. We get to interact together. I get to know you, your membership. I'll be giving you actual growth assignments throughout the 3 days. And before you're like, hey, I don't have time to do assignments, these are things that you're actually really going to want to do because it's going to fix your membership. If you are stalling in growth, you want to do these. And I'm going to be not only giving those to you to do, but I'm also going to be reviewing it and looking it over and giving you feedback on it. And you have a community. You're going to be in a community with other ambitious membership founders who are all working towards the same goal. And I don't have to tell you, community is absolutely amazing. This is going to be such a fun challenge to be a part of. And also one more thing, one of you inside this challenge is going to win a private 60-minute strategy intensive with me, dedicated entirely to your membership, your growth, your next steps, completely customized to you, just you and me. And one of you is going to walk away with that completely free. And just like this challenge, registration is also completely free. Spots are limited. We have 200 tickets available. So pause this right now. Go grab your ticket before they're gone. I know they're going to go fast because I only do these a couple of times a year and they are freaking excellent, if I do say so myself. And we start March 23rd. Again, a link is in the show notes. Go grab your spot and let's get into the episode. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of $1 Million Memberships Podcast. I'm obsessed with this topic because I think that this is just one of those foundational things you need to know. If you have a membership, this is something that if you understand these 3 categories that I'm going to talk to you about here today, it will completely transform how you show up in your membership. It'll help you stop struggling with your membership. If you are struggling to grow your membership right now, it's crucial. Most membership founders think that they have a growth problem when in fact, it's a lot of the times more so like a diagnostic problem. Basically, you're just solving the wrong thing. And until you actually are so certain that you know what problem you have, you're going to keep working and overworking yourself and just going nowhere. And unfortunately, the problems that we're going to be talking about here today it's not so clear to a lot of us when we're having what problem. It can be sneaky. So if you are listening to this and maybe you have a membership where the growth is feeling really slow, whether you are just not getting new members in or you feel like you are constantly having to sell and show up and like be the person to manually exert your energy and get new members in. And if you are just feeling exhausted by that, you're feeling frustrated, you're like at your wit's end of what do I do to get members in, this episode is really going to help. So a lot of the times what ends up happening is if you are experiencing a really slow growth month or months or year inside of your business, a lot of the times you're going to try one of these things, or maybe these are things that you have been trying in the last couple of months, and this will be like a big fat permission slip for you. What most founders do when growth slows down is they will post more content. So you think, okay, maybe if I post more, maybe if I'm posting more in there, showing up in there, trying to start conversations, trying to get people to reply to me in there, maybe that is going to get people to actually show up. And then other people will be able to see that this membership is thriving and they're going to want to join the party. Or you think, okay, well, I'm not really getting that many people in here right now, but maybe I just don't have good enough content. Maybe if I put more modules in there or added another course, then people would want to join. Or unfortunately, a lot of people think, well, people just keep telling me they can't afford it or it's not in their budget right now. And so it must be the price. I'm going to lower the price and that is going to get more people in. Unfortunately, none of these things are actually going to work. If you are struggling to grow your membership, get sales, get people inside your membership consistently, none of these things are going to work because none of these things are the actual problem. So I'm going to take you through what the actual problems likely are in your membership. There's 3 what I call growth gaps. And usually if you're not experiencing a little bit of all 3, you're definitely experiencing one of them if you're having problems growing. So let's break it down. The first growth gap when it comes to memberships, the first blocker of growing your membership when it comes to memberships is going to be around visibility. I say this all the time. You guys see it in my content on podcasts all the time. Visibility is literally the oxygen to your membership. You can have the best membership in the world. You can have the best content, the best courses. You can show up in there amazing, the best guests, whatever the fuck. But if you don't have people who can actually see that you have that, if you don't have an audience, if you don't have eyes on that membership, it doesn't matter because you're not going to sell it if there's nobody to sell it to. So even if you are somebody who's like, content's not my strong suit, I hate making content, but I love teaching, I love my membership, but I hate content, such a rude awakening for you. And trust me, I get it because I was the exact same for years, like not even just a year, years. And rude awakening for you, content is literally the oxygen to your membership. You need to have an audience. And I'm not saying that you have to have an audience on Instagram. You could have an audience on a podcast. You could have an audience on YouTube. You could have an audience on Threads. You could have an audience on Substack. Wherever you have your audience, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have an audience and that audience is the perfect fit, the perfect member, the ideal client, whatever you want to call it, for your membership. So why I say that is because just getting followers, like say that you are really trying to grow your Instagram, just getting Instagram followers alone isn't good enough, right? There's people out there who have millions of followers and are broke because they can't sell a single thing. There's also people out there who have 1,000 followers and are making millions because they have 1,000 followers, but they have the right followers. They have the right people there. They actually have an audience that is ready to buy. So yes, numbers matter. Yes, getting an audience, getting people matters, but also what matters is that you're getting the right people. So even if you are someone who hates content, trust me, I get it. I actually love making content now. Now I can't relate because I found like content I actually like to make, but oh man, content, I was like the epitome of this isn't for me. I get clients a different way. Blah, 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 blah. And it's just so much easier once you actually get good at making content. And once you actually start getting eyes in front of your stuff, the right eyes, I should say again, the right eyes in front of your stuff. So don't skip this. Visibility is the first gap. The second growth gap when it comes to memberships is the conversion gap. And this one might be the more obvious one, this simply means you can't get members into your membership. Maybe you have an audience exists for you, you have the eyeballs there, but you're having actual trouble converting those people into paying members. You have the other two locked down, which I'm going to get into what the third one is in a second, but you have the other two locked down, but you're still struggling to get members. You are likely someone who is struggling with the conversion gap. So you don't have a strategic sales process. You're not holding consistent strategic sales events, or you don't have a repeatable process or system to get people into your membership. Something that's actually proven, something that actually works. If you are somebody who's just constantly relying on like your energy or showing up on Instagram stories or making a podcast and telling people the doors are open, that's very sporadic and you're going to get very sporadic results. You need to have something that's repeatable, something that you can look a whole year ahead and be able to say, okay, this is when I'm going to get members. This is approximately how many members I'm going to get, because this is proven. I've done this before. I've ran this before. A little bit of a side note here. This ultimately helps you with everything in your membership, because then you also know when your sales months are. You also know, okay, when is my like membership focus? When am I going to really dial in one core piece of my membership? What months are those going to be? It really helps you just be a really secure, solid membership founder. Again, if you don't have this, everything's going to be feeling really chaotic, really sporadic, or unfortunately, probably just not working out for you. So if you don't have a strategic sales plan, wow, that's hard to say, strategic sales process in plan. Oh my God, a strategic sales process in place. Wow, that was so hard to say for some reason. Then you're going to struggle. You probably are somebody who is struggling with the conversion gap. Let's move on, because this, for some reason, had way too many tongue twisters for me. Okay, the third one is the retention gap. You also probably hear me talk a lot about this too, is that if you are able to have people, so you have an audience, you have the eyeballs, you have a way of getting them in, so sales aren't necessarily your problem, but when they come into your membership and you don't have a really sticky community, then they leave just as fast. And this is what I call a membership leaky bucket. It's where you have the people, you have the conversion, you can get people in, but people are leaving just as fast as you are signing people. So you're never actually growing. You're signing people, but then you're losing people. You're signing people, but then you're losing people. And you're kind of just baseline. That's a membership leaky bucket. And that happens when you have a retention gap. So it is so crucial that while you are building your audience, while you are creating strategic sales processes that you can repeat and that actually work, you also need to make sure that you are focusing on your community itself, making sure that your community is sticky, making sure members are talking to each other and not just answering your questions, and that they are really building the community, that the culture is really building in there. Because when it comes to memberships, if you have a membership that's really like people are coming in and maybe there's a course involved, so they get what they need from the course, but then the community is not great, they're just going to leave. And with memberships, the true wealth of memberships, like the true riches of memberships and the memberships that actually are making hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars and are legacies and are just these amazing, amazing offers, those are the ones where it's like not even an option for people to leave. People come into it and they're like, okay, I might have already gone through the course, but like this community is my home. I can't imagine my life without hopping on calls with these people or checking in with these people every day. Like, this is my routine. This is what I do. This is who I am at this point. This is like my home. I can't imagine leaving. That's what you want people to feel like. And at the same time too, you guys, like that takes time. And that's a process. I mean, even with $1 Million Memberships Club, our community is great. I love our community, but we're still growing it. This isn't a done thing. Like, this is something that we're constantly working on. And every month I feel it getting better and better and better. It's not just something that is like, well, we reached this point and now we don't have to worry about it anymore. Like, no, you're constantly nurturing your top members and your mid members, and you're constantly like creating leadership in the community. It's something that doesn't really end, but at the same time, once you grow it to a place where it's like really thriving, other people start stepping into there as well. And you do get to take yourself out of it a little bit if you want to. and the work in your membership shifts a little bit. You're more so less like in there with the members and the content and all the stuff, and you're more so out as like a bird's eye view, like a CEO role, kind of steering the ship a little bit. But the work is still there. It's something that you constantly want to be improving. But at the end of the day, if you have those other two in place, your visibility and your conversion, but people are leaving, you would be someone who is struggling with a retention gap. So here's why you might be feeling stuck. Let's just say you might be somebody who you have the people there, you are getting people into your membership, but people are constantly leaving. You might personally think, oh, okay, well, there just needs to be more content inside of there, or there just needs to be this or that, or whatever it might be. But you're fixing the wrong problem. It's not the content, it's not the membership itself, it's the community. Or a classic one is you might be doing sales event after sales event and things are just not working and you can't understand it. So you're pouring more into your sales page. You're hiring a web designer. You're hiring someone to do your marketing emails. You're putting all this money into your membership, hoping that something is going to work. But in reality, you just don't have the people there yet. You don't have the audience. So it's very likely, so you can't fix bad retention with more content, and you can't fix the visibility problem with a better sales page. You have to really understand where the root of your problem is coming from. You have to know where that's coming from before you can actually successfully fix anything. And here's the other thing too, that's really going to throw you through a loop, is you likely, most people, a lot of the times have a mix between all of them. And like one will be heavier than the other, but a lot of times there's a little mix going on. But there's always one which is like the biggest leak for you. So it's very likely all of these are going to be something that you're going to want to work on. And also, so is everybody. Like we're always trying to improve our audience. We're always trying to grow our audience. We're always trying to improve our sales processes. We're always trying to improve our community. So it's not like it's like a one and done thing, but if you're truly struggling, like you should at least be at a place where even if you are improving all these things, they're at least working. Like you're consistently growing your membership. You're consistently getting members. You're consistently seeing your retention rates skyrocket. And your churn is like way down. Like those are things that you really want to be looking for. But we're always improving these as well. If you were listening to this in real time and you're signing up for my 3-day Fill Your Membership Challenge, which is coming up March 23rd to 25th, this is exactly what we're doing together on day one. So we're really identifying for you, we're covering these more in detail, and then we're really identifying for you, which gap are you really heavy in right now? Or do you have a mix? If you have a mix, which one is the most important for you to dive into right now? Where does that focus need to be for you right now to like really turn the ship around so that we can start building and start really filling the gaps in all of the other places? But what one is really going to actually be your driver right now? So after the day one, you are going to leave knowing exactly where you personally need to fix. And this is what's really cool about this is going to be different for everyone. Everyone who is in the challenge, it's going to be different. Some people are going to be a mix. Some people are like, okay, I'm really heavy on this one, on the visibility one. It's going to be a mix, which is really fun. So it's going to be completely personalized for you of which one you need to work on right away so that day 2 and 3, we can really continue on and get you an even more personalized plan of action for your own personal membership growth plan. It's going to be amazing. I love challenges. You guys, if you've been to a challenge of mine, you know how they go. We go all out with them, and I only do them a couple of times a year. So highly, highly recommend, if you can make this one work, do so. If you can't make the lives, which you will see if you go to the link in the show notes, it's the first link in there. You'll see all the details. You'll see the times, the dates, everything. All of the trainings will be recorded. So even if you have to work, I think we're doing them at like 10 a.m. PST. But if you have to work that day, you can definitely watch the recordings. We'll have the recordings up just for those 3 days of the challenge, and you won't miss a beat. You can either jump on live or catch the recording if you need to. But again, that is free to join. And we start March 3rd. So head to the show notes. If you're listening to this in real time, grab your ticket. I cannot wait to see you there. We get to actually interact. I get to talk to you in the community. It's a whole lot of fun. It's basically like a mini membership. It's really fun. To give a quick overview, the 3 reasons that your membership is not growing and where you need to really focus in on to fix that is number 1, a visibility gap. Number 2, a conversion gap. Or number 3, you have a retention gap. And remember, it's likely you could have a mix of all of these. Fun stuff. But lucky for you, we have our challenge coming up and we are going to get to the bottom of it and give you a really great plan of action so that you can start growing. All right, everyone, that is it for this episode. As always, I appreciate you so much for being here, for listening. I absolutely adore you, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.